San Francisco, he whispered in my ear. The Beatles sold Revolution, and I complied in the form of a black Irish fellow 3 years senior to my 18-year-old self and dazzling in his mood swings. We revolutionized ourselves into a studio apartment in Vancouver, where we lived in poverty and lust on a pull-out sofa. Through a bay window, the moon bathed our heat in cool white. Brendan told me he loved beach walks, coffee houses, Emily Dickinson, me. He called me pet. Brendan's head swam in the cinematic images of Romer and Bergman. He was a theater director, and I longed to be one of his actors, but he said, not yet, you're not ready. I clerked in a department store. 2 weeks in San Francisco, we can't afford that. Yes, we can. The money will come, he crooned. We imagined the trippy, psychedelic hippie capital of San Francisco as light-filled and sunny, splashed in kaleidoscope colors with rebels dancing in the street, high on dope, high on life, and high on each other. We wanted to be those people of Haight-Ashbury and not a couple of wannabe hippies from dreary old Canada. Off we flew on a vacation to drop in and drop out. We found Haight and Ashbury while standing under an umbrella. This city was as rainy and icy as back home in Vancouver. We looked and re-looked, as if it would appear any second as it should be. The famed corner, melancholy and down on its luck, had people living in cardboard boxes. The rainbow ride of Haight-Ashbury was over. We checked into a musty Union Square hotel across from the American Conservatory Theater. We bought tickets to Cyrano de Bergerac. Already over our heads with airfares and pricey theater tickets, I worried. It'll work out, he whispered. The noodles in Chinatown were savory. A ferry drifted us past spooky Alcatraz. I was entranced by lavender, yellow, and baby blue houses, like candy strung on an edible necklace. Things were pretty swell until the cash ran low and Brendan's sullen mood appeared. He never liked the end credits of a movie. In the hotel elevator, we met Tasaki, my name, Tasaki. Tasaki, 18 and from Tokyo, had plopped himself into San Francisco with 2 words of English and a room in our hotel. We befriended him as our money dwindled, and we spent more time in our seedy room. I slipped Tasaki a quivery smile to signal that Brendan's quiet mood was okay, no worries. Tasaki made me paper strings of origami cranes. We should have left San Francisco after the first week in flight like those cranes. By week 2, Brendan stopped speaking to me. This was his way. Overwhelmed, he plunged into a cave I couldn't enter. Shut out and desperate, I cried, threatened, and screamed. In tears, I busted out of the hotel into a slushy afternoon and spotted them. I pressed my nose to the glass. Caramel leather, rounded toes, zippers to the knees, perfect Italian boots. Walk, run, go. I did all those things and circled back to the shop. I was more in love than I dreamed possible. Give them a try. Oh, they won't fit. Surely too expensive. The money will come, I crooned. The toffee leather could have melted in my mouth. I paraded in the store, turning this way and that. I counted out the dollars and decided not to eat for the remainder of our time in San Francisco. While I was shopping, Brendan glued himself to television images of earthquake rubble in Nicaragua. He decided a quake was about to befall us and we had to escape. I believed him, and we fled down the sweaty, stained hallway. Stop! Stop! I dropped my bags. Tasaki, I whispered. His origami cranes and my boots were the sum total of my happiness in San Francisco. Brendan shook his head. The boots infused me, and I marched to Tasaki's door. Tasaki, it's me. Tasaki, open. He wasn't home, and now he might die. Back in Vancouver, I corresponded with Tasaki because, of course, there was no earthquake and nobody died. Tasaki's writing, clear and poetic, told me of English classes and meeting relatives. My writing, cheerful lies, told of domestic bliss and auditions I hoped to win. Brendan quit his job and said we should move to Stratford, Ontario, home to the largest Shakespeare festival on the continent. I donned my boots and we boarded a train for the 3,000-mile trip. Brendan got a job at the famed theater company with its company of gifted actors. I longed to be one of them, but Brendan said, not ready, not yet. I served drinks as a cocktail waitress and made a plan. I nabbed every one of those genius actors I could, asked them to coach me, and they did. I rehearsed Helena from A Midsummer Night's Dream. Ah, Helena, poor girl, lost in a forest, ignored by her boyfriend. My butterscotch boots waltzed my Helena into an audition. I made a director believe my fury and frustration. I was hired. When Brendan came home, I made a brief, non-Shakespearean statement. I have to go now. When acting is right, it feels easy, like a breeze. It comes, wafts, and exits the stage. My boots took me out the door with 2 suitcases and my cat into my own apartment. I wore the creamy leather right to the edge. When my white sock toe poked through the top, their job was done. I journeyed on buying boots in Montreal, New York, Rome, and Los Angeles, but none so sweet as those first honey-toned pair from San Francisco.